All right, y'all, I'm back with another video. This video in particular is going to be very similar to what I posted in the past. Now, the thing about this video is you're going to see a very different outcome. I'm not going to give it away, but you're really going to see how politics is played in the justice system, and more so how a lot of officers have discretion on certain traffic stops. And I say that because you may deal with one issue over in a different county, and over here it's the same exact issue, but because the officer is professional, they are more willing to investigate the situation and see what's going on. They are willing to drop their ego if they have one, and you'll get a completely different outcome. And sometimes these situations baffle me, you know, and the reason why I started posting these type of videos is because what happened to me in Fayette County. Some counties are a lot different. The prosecutor is different. The judge is different. They may be doing a lot to appease the police chief or the local sheriff to keep the jails full. So all of these guys are really feeding each other. You know, that'll be a discussion for a whole different video of kind of what my outcome was in Fayette County. At the end of the day, I was kind of satisfied with what happened. I mean, it could have been better, but that's old news. It's done with. But like I said, I'll leave that for a different topic for another day. But the video that I post today is pretty much the same situation, different county, different officers. So I'm going to be posting more of these type of videos, not necessarily the same exact thing, and maybe a little something different, but I feel the need to post these videos, and just really from a safety standpoint and an educational standpoint. I'm not looking for any type of acceptance, but I want people to be able to see the encounters that I personally have from my experience to say, hey, man, that's some good information. Maybe I could take that and use that, because I used to sit back and watch audit videos all the time, not to just take notes and say, oh, I'm gonna go out and do the exact same thing. But you take what you can use, and the rest you may look at it as, oh, he was doing a little bit too much. I wouldn't necessarily do that. But these type of videos, I think, or should I say, these type of incidents is what create auditors, to post these type of videos, so that they can get the message out, bring awareness, if you will, to these type of situations. You're gonna have some good encounters, you're gonna have some bad encounters. So that's kind of my idea. I'm not just gonna post all the bad encounters. I'm gonna post some stuff that's good, or something that could just be simply debated on. And that's really what my goal is. I don't consider myself an auditor, but some of the things that I went through in the past, I should have been recording a long time ago, a very long time ago. But here we are. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the video, and I want you to post down in the comments pretty much what you think about it, what could have been done differently, what should have been said, something that shouldn't have been said. But in my personal opinion, in this situation, everything worked out the way it should have. I feel as though there could have been some things differently done, but you'll hear me speak about that in the video. So without further ado, here you go.
Hey, morning. Stop for equipment violation. You got your whole front window in there. That's your legal in the state of Georgia.
All right.
And check this one here. That was showing 8%. The legal limit is 32 and above. Because it's SUV, everything behind you is exempt. But the other windows have to be 32% or higher. And on the front windshield, on the uppermost 6 inches, like the top 6 inches down. You have your driver's license with you?
Yep.
Now, here we just said. topic citation, just equipment violation. Court date showing November the 14th at 10 a.m. In about 3 days, you can call this number here or go on the website. They can answer any question about the citation. It's just signed here in the yellow area with your fingers, not in this guilty state you receive the copy. In the yellow area there.
Can I clear this?
Yeah,
Can
you
I clear
it.
the blue button?
Yeah.
Gotta push hard on it.
It's not gonna be perfect, just best you can.
There you go. You got a sergeant? A sergeant I can speak with, maybe a supervisor.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. There's your license back. You have any questions for me?
No.
All right, hang on 1 second. With your admission, you still had admission form? Where you had admission done previously?
I just need to speak with your supervisor.
Okay, all right.
Appreciate it.
On the way.
Say that one more time.
Sergeant Sanders is on the way.
Sanders?
Yeah.
Okay.
No ETA provided, so over they shouldn't be too far away.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? You
All
requested
right.
to see me?
Yes, ma'am.
How can I help you?
I didn't want to interrupt his job and what he was doing and everything, so I just let him do what he did or whatever. But that's why I asked for you to come out. But I actually have an exemption for my tent.
Okay.
But he never asked me. He just told me that I wasn't supposed to have it. But 40-8-73.1 subsection 10, and this is my license for it.
Georgia. So what do? You're a detective? With who do you work for?
Who do I work for? I gave you my credentials, and you can see if you need to see my ID again, I'll show you my ID, so you can see that the name matches up to my ID. This is my ID again.
And is there a reason you can't tell me who you work for? Because this is saying you're a private detective. So do you work for an agency, or because that's what I'm asking you?
Well, I mean, I just gave you the credentials that I needed to give you. I mean, just to dispel any suspicions that I'm breaking the law. Like I've been stopped for this several times, but I've never received an actual ticket for a tent. I just got stopped in Fayetteville for it a couple years ago. One time in Alpharetta. One time in Columbus, Georgia, in Muscogee County. Like, I've never received a ticket for it after I showed him my credentials.
Did you show him this?
No, like I said, I don't want to interrupt his job. You know what I'm saying? I just let him do what he did. He just made the assumption that I was illegal. But that's why I called for you to come out.
Okay, but a lot of I'm asking a question. I'm asking because had you told him this or given him this or done anything prior to him issuing a ticket or show him anything, then he wouldn't have done that. But he was doing it based on what the law says. Because he even asked, he said he was trying to explain it to you. He asked me to give you the paper.
Yeah, I didn't interrupt him. I let him do his thing because, like I said, sometimes it's either you do or you don't, and stuff escalates. So that's why I didn't want it to go that far. So that's why I just called for you to come out.
Okay, give me 1 second.
So the only reason why I didn't say anything is because she's saying that, oh, if he would have told him, this would have happened. If he would have just, no. Y'all seen from my previous videos, stuff don't ever work out like that. So in most cases, like even now, in like some cases I just choose not to say nothing because technically speaking, I don't really have to explain to them who I am, who I work for, and all that type of stuff, unless I'd have told them law enforcement and I work in another county or something like that, then it would have been a whole different thing. We really wouldn't even be having no discussion right now, but I just didn't say nothing this time because it's like as soon as you get to explain and this and the third, and then the whole situation get blown out of proportion. The same thing happened to me in Fayetteville. Same old thing. So I'm just going to let them figure it out at this point, whether they want to go ahead and go on with the ticket or they want to cancel it out. But I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, he's looking into it. I asked you who you work for because security guards aren't exempt from what this law says. However, detectives are. So he's trying to look it up online to see, which is why I was trying to ask you that, so he can just find it and then be done. We can get that voided. But security guards are not exempt from what that law says, which is why I'm asking you that question.
I'll just take the ticket and I'll just show my credentials to the judge because this is the reason why I didn't want to say it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna argue with you. I'll just take my ticket.
It's not an argument, and I'm not arguing with you, and I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you are.
He didn't know because he said no, he didn't show me any of this, and I said, well, this is what he just showed me. Let's look. Detectives are exempt. Security guards are not exempt, which is why I was asking you who you work for, so that we can pull that up and that can be done. But you didn't want to tell me that, so now he's trying to look it up there to see which one it falls under. So I just came back to the car to let you know what was going on, so you weren't sitting here wondering.
Well, technically speaking, they both are, ma'am. If you are licensed under the Georgia State Board of Private Detectives and security agencies, they're both exempt.
From my knowledge of what we have, security guards are not exempt. I don't know which one you're licensed because it doesn't list anything
Both.
on there. It doesn't say an agency. It doesn't say a firm. It doesn't say anything. It just has that blurb on the top and a name and an expiration. It's not showing us anything else.
That's fine.
So,
I'll just take the ticket and then I'll just go to court.
okay. He's pulling up the information now. So I just was letting you know what was going on.
And see, that's the other thing about it. There's no guarantee that he wouldn't have written out a ticket. Like, there's no guarantee. So that's why in some cases I tell people you got to choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you might want to talk and explain yourself depending on what situation you're in. Something like this is kind of minor, but now they're back there trying to figure it out. But I just literally told her what the exemption was. See what I'm saying? And then now it's, oh no, it's just PIs. It's not security, you know, not security officers. But if you're licensed under the state board, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It doesn't say, hey, you have the exemption for this one and not that one. That's not what it says. So I'm not finna get into a long, drawn-out explanation about it. Like I said, I'll just take the ticket. This same thing happened in Fayetteville. Give me the ticket, and I just go to court. I just show my credentials then, and I got the paperwork to show her, but I'm not finna do all that. I'm not. Yeah, I told her what the law was, but I'm pretty sure they can pull it up. You know, I'm gonna let them do their job. I don't get it, man. I mean, you know, the question should be asked, hey, do you have an exemption for that? Because usually some officers will ask you if you have an exemption. There are multiple exemptions in the state of Georgia is why you would have dark tint on your vehicle, including the front. So this is something I went through time and time again. I hate to keep doing videos on tint, but like, I mean, it just goes to show you that, you know, in these type of situations, a thorough investigation has to be done, which they are doing now. But that's why I don't really, and you know, in some cases I don't really do too much talking. I just let them do what they do. So whatever.
Okay. He was able to pull up your number, the PD private detective number. So we were able to verify that. So the ticket's going to be voided out, and he'll be taking care of that right now. Do you need me to write voided on there?
On this one, or does he have to write another one? Like, is he gonna print another one out, or is he?
No, he's voiding it completely. It's being voided. You can
but how would I
throw it in the garbage? You can write voided on it. It's going to be voided right now.
All right. So, but I'm saying, like, how do I get proof of showing that it's voided? Like,
once it's processed through, it comes to me. So I'm his supervisor. So once he processes that through, he puts it in to void it. It comes to me. I void it out. I confirm that. There's nothing for me to give you right now. I'm not at my office to be able to go through the steps and do it now. But I just told him to void the ticket just now. We're all on camera. It's being recorded. So that's being voided out because he was able to verify the private detective. Just in the future, I know you said you was trying not to interrupt him, but if you were to just tell him, hey, I'm a private detective, he wouldn't have issued it from the very beginning. if you to show him that and let him know, because then he knows you have reason to have it. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. Like, you didn't want to have a back and forth, or you didn't want to have a problem or an issue. But even if he said that, he would have just told me that I wouldn't have issued it to him from the beginning. He didn't know.
I mean, but at the same time though, like, so I just had this issue in Fayette County, and I was stopped for 30 minutes over my tint. I got stopped for tint, and what happened was kind of like the same scenario. I told the officer, he said, I can't see your face because I let my window down here. And I said, well, there's no law that says I have to let my window down a certain amount. And then he says, well, I need you to step out. I didn't refuse. I asked him why. So he said, well, Pennsylvania versus Mims. And I know that's case law that you guys go over. So I said, okay, so I still didn't refuse. I said, well, can you call a supervisor to come out? He called a supervisor to come out. They made it a long, drawn-out thing. I didn't get a ticket for tint, but they gave me a ticket for interfering with the police. Like, I just got done with court over this. So he didn't give me a ticket for tint. He gave me a ticket for interfering with the police because they couldn't see my face. So I literally just came out of Fayette County dealing with this stuff back on August the 1st. And I got stopped December 2022. So that's why I don't say nothing now.
I think you should, because of the way your truck looked.
I mean, but I did tell him.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. Like, I did tell him. I had my kids with me, and my son was crying and everything. I didn't make no fuss about it. I didn't curse. I didn't do nothing. I told him what my exemption was, and he said, that's not my concern right now. My concern is I can't see your face. His lieutenant come out, a K9 unit come out, everybody comes out, and when I got their body camera footage, all of them were just talking. Oh, is his brake lights working? What about this? What about that? Lieutenant told him that I was good. Then the officer who stopped me, he said, well, can I still write him a ticket for interfering with police? So it's just, and then not too long ago, Clayton County Sheriff's deputy pulled up beside me going down Terra Boulevard. He didn't stop me. He pulled up beside me and said, hey, man, your window's dark. So I told him the same thing. He was just like, oh, okay, and kept going. So it's almost like, if it's not put in somebody's system that, hey, you know, we're going to flag them and say, okay, this is what we stopped him before, I'm going to just keep getting stopped for it.
You're gonna get stopped because of tint.
Yeah, I know.
Because of how dark the tint is. Because even when I got out my car and I looked at the vehicle, I was like, whoa, why is that? You know what I mean? That is super dark. So he was giving you that for the tint. But I can't speak for Fayette County or nobody else. But with us, had you just told him, he would have said, okay, he would let you go. He would have looked at it, checked the number, let you go about your way. He wouldn't even give you that ticket. But I can't really say. None of us would have been here right now.
Yeah, but I can't really say that that's a guarantee from the experiences that I've had. Because the same officer who stopped me said the same thing. He said if I didn't, if I would have known, then the stop would have been 1 minute and 30 seconds. But I did tell him. Like, I got the whole thing posted on YouTube with almost 20-some thousand views. You know what I'm saying? But every interaction, that's why I always film the interaction, because I don't know what's gonna happen. So that's why I never said nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you got questions for me? No. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, he would have. Again, I know you've had some bad experiences, but if he would have just told him, he would have acknowledged it, just what he just said. Same with me. I asked the question just because I want to know if you were a security guard or private detective, and that was it. And you're good to go. It's gonna be voided. Like I said, I don't know if you want me to write it on there with my badge number so you know it's voided, or what you want me to do, but...
Yeah, you can write it on there. Just so I can have it for my records. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You got any other questions or anything else?